Chambers
Yes.
Facebook?
Yes.
Oh, we're live. But I can't see comments, right?
Comments will show up over there.
Oh, okay.
And then if
I'll try to read them while I'm talking. Where do we see if people pop up if people are actually
it'll show you when there's people
Okay.
watching.
We'll wait.
It'll also probably automatically record, just so you know.
Oh, Bambi's on. Brian, live news. Yes, breaking.
And church bells are ringing.
Huh?
Church bells are ringing.
No. I can't see how many people are watching on this. Oh, 18. I'm going to shut that door.
What?
Do we want to shut
yes.
that door? Thank you. Let a couple more people get on, or a couple more minutes, and then start.
I'm going to show this into the chamber event,
Okay.
and then go ahead and start.
You let me know when you're ready.
But okay, you're live in the event.
Ready?
You're live in the event.
Okay. Well, welcome to this, I guess, unconventional chamber luncheon. I'm just going to give everyone a kind of an overview of the projects and what we've done and what we are doing in the city, and then I guess open it up for questions through Facebook. So some projects that people are noticing is our police station is a big project out on 56 where the old wooden spoke is coming along very well. We're looking at a completion date at the end of July on that project, and then moving our police department out there at that point. Other projects that are currently ongoing is our sewer interceptor for the east side of town. Engineering has been completed on that, and they're going to be moving forward, I believe, this summer on that. So that way we stop having the issues over on the east side of town. A lot of people are noticing our sidewalks going in. The most noticeable one right now is from our east sidewalk leg from Heritage to Baker campus. That one's going to be also completed by this fall, and they're currently working essentially from the swimming pool east. As we were hoping with swimming season coming, we figured that would be the best place to start. Well, our sidewalk from Baker to the school crossing west is also going to be completed hopefully in the fall. We're waiting on KDOT to finish up their bids. But that will then complete essentially a walking path trail from the Heritage Subdivision all the way to the school crossing on the west side of town for the elementary school. I'm still working on KDOT to try to get us a pedestrian crossing on 56 Highway for the Heritage Subdivision. That's obviously going to be a long-term, long-range goal, as different things need to be completed by KDOT, different studies and such. As many people have heard, we did acquire the Bauer Gym. It was gifted to us by the Bauer family. We currently have a group of citizens that are working on developing a plan for that, as well as kind of how we're going to fund it, different things that will eventually be brought to the council. But it seems that the consensus coming out of that committee right now is a community center, and we need to look how we can get grant funding from the historical groups around the nation to help pay for that building. So that's another long-term plan. The other project we have is the sidewalk from City Hall west along High Street is all getting replaced. That project also is getting started this summer, and will be completed by the end of summer. So as you can see, a lot of the projects that everybody's been hearing about for the last 2 years have kind of all bottlenecked into this summer. So we will have a lot of construction, but we're making progress, as slow as it may seem. So outside of that, the COVID-19 stuff has kind of kept City Hall busy for the last couple weeks. And as we look to reopen, City Hall and Public Works lobbies will be opening on Monday. We'll continue to follow the CDC's guidelines, social distance, all that, all those recommendations. So as we move into this new chapter, or phase 1, phase 2, we still have decisions to make. We still need to decide our swimming pool and how that looks. And I've been talking to the recreation director on a regular basis regarding that. We also need to talk about, the 4th of July celebration, all the other events that are coming up, and how we can handle that and move forward through the pandemic. So I can say from my perspective, we're following what Douglas County is putting out. We're not going any stricter than them. My perspective is we're going to allow the businesses that can open from the Douglas County guidelines open. We're not going to put on stricter regulations than what's called for from them. So with that, I guess that was a short synopsis of everything we have going on in town. As you can tell too, we're starting to do more communication through social media. We did hire Lynn Hughes full-time on city staff to be our communications director, so that way we can continue to increase our transparency with our local citizens and gather feedback for our elected members to help make our decisions that need to be made. We are getting ready to enter budget season. June, July are really the months that the council will work on the budget and try to pass a budget in August. We're required by state law to pass it at the second meeting of August, and no later. So that process is starting. We're starting to get figures on, how this COVID-19 pandemic is going to affect different areas of our city finances. And with COVID-19, remember that, if you're a small business and you're not really able to function to your full capacity, that the city has developed a utility deferment program that allows citizens and or businesses to defer 3 months between April to June, through June, utility bills, and then finance those over the next 12 months with 0% interest. I mean, it's just literally taking those months that you defer and spreading them out over 12 months to help ease the financial pains that some businesses might be seeing right now. So we are also applying for some CDBG grants funds from the state that also would eventually be loaned out to our local businesses as well from the state level. But that's on a first come first served basis, so it's an application process we have to go through. So with that, I will be open to any questions that you guys might have, or we can sit here play background music.
Did you mention e-community loans?
Yeah, so e-community has been great for some of our local businesses. If you don't know what that is, that's a county-wide, actually statewide program where small or startup businesses can go to get loans. I believe our local businesses have taken advantage of it and received over $80,000 worth of those funds. So I'm really hopeful that our local businesses can survive through this. I hope our citizens continue to support our local businesses, our restaurants, our hardware stores, everything. Bambi asked, do you think the pool should be open? That's really not social distancing. So Bambi, yeah, Matt and I just discussed this yesterday. Really, it's still up in the air. I'm leaning towards that the possibilities are slim at this moment that the pool will open. I'm not going to say that definitively because things can change, but what we're seeing right now is, I know talking to Matt, I don't want to cross into his lane, but it's difficult to even get lifeguards, swim lesson teachers certified right now with what's going on with the Red Cross. If you're already certified, I guess you can carry over your certification. So right now, I'd say that it's fairly slim that we will open the pool this year because of some of the challenges that we're seeing and making sure everybody's safe. But that decision will be made in the next couple weeks, and we'll definitely put that out for everybody to see. Jill asked if the old lake getting fixed. I'll tell you, we haven't had discussions yet on the city lake. We know that the dam broke. We have not gotten figures on how much that would cost to fix it. I think we need to, of course, get those estimates so we can see how much it would cost to fix the dam or the spillway that broke. But we're anticipating that it's going to not be cheap. So as we work through our budget cycle, the council is going to develop a strategic plan, and that's going to be part of it. The old lake's going to be inputted in there and see how, one, this pandemic has affected our local budget, and two, we're repairing that lake, getting it back to the standard that it was, 5-6 years ago, is going to cost, and how we can work that in our budget going forward. So that is going to be part of the strategic plan. It hasn't been forgotten about, but we haven't had the time with what's going on, especially recently, to really dive in to see what our true costs are going to be to get that repaired. But it is something we are going to look at.
There's another question from Brian Williams, wanting to know, with the slowdown in economic activity, are we noticing any drop in city revenue?
We haven't. We're pulling those figures right now, Brian, on the drop of city revenues. Of course, we're anticipating it. I mean, the school district as well as Baker are our biggest utility customers, and when they close, obviously that does have a negative impact on our city finances. Sales tax, I mean, I'll speak openly and as much as I can. Baldwin, we have seen an uptick in the last couple of years of sales tax revenues, um, but we've had a negative pull factor in Baldwin for our sales tax revenue. So I think my prediction is what we'll see in the upcoming budget year is a drop in our utility funds coming in a small drop in our sales tax revenues. What that all looks like, it might be a little bit offset, from our ad valorem taxes, our property taxes increases, because we anticipate a 2% increase, but what we've seen the last couple of years in ad valorem taxes is more of a 3 to 5% increase on everybody's property taxes. So, which is why we haven't increased mill levies. So I do fully anticipate a drop in our utility revenue. Utilities are tough to figure into budget because we don't know how hot or warm a summer will be, and that obviously could have a positive or negative impact on the budget as well. But we try to run very conservative numbers so that way at the end of the year we're not overextended. So, but yes, that is stuff that we are pulling right now.
Did you talk about sidewalks?
Yes, yeah, we went over the High Street sidewalk and then the East Leg sidewalk that's being completed now, the West Leg that KDOT's is. And on the sidewalks, I guess I didn't go into, we also received a $1.2 million grant to put a 10-foot pathway. It's going to have lights as well as fencing from 56 Highway all the way down to the depot along the railroad there. And what that's going to do, and our plan was to have 3 points of entrance to the school crossings without our school bus situation that we have in town. When we started developing this plan, 2 years ago, our main focus was getting our children to school safely and not seeing them have to walk on 11th Street or Lawrence Street or any of those, to give all the neighborhoods a safe pathway to come through. So, so that pathway, that large one, is going to be installed next summer, I believe. We were awarded the grant. We had the funding for it because we bonded money for sidewalks prior, but that will be coming next summer. So over the next 2 years, we'll finally get our trail system to a place where all our kids have a safe path to school. And with that, we also developed a $50,000 fund for any citizen that wants to put new sidewalks in front of their house. The city will share up to 50% of those costs, I believe. You'd want to talk to Ed Corton about that, but to help our neighborhoods also get upgraded sidewalks as well. Tina asked, is the city able to qualify for aid on lost revenue? That's something, again, Tina, that we are looking into, see what the federal government comes with, see what plans they pass through the Congress. On the federal level, that usually filters down to the cities, and I have heard talk that there will be some funding for local municipalities that will hopefully filter down to us to help offset the revenue. Bambi asked, the new park next to the post office, when will it be open and or closed? There's no lock on the gate. With the social distancing, our intent, what's the date today? The 13th. Our intent was to have a ribbon cutting for that on the 15th of May. Obviously, that's not happening. So I guess technically you can go in there and walk around. We did put up no dogs signs just so that the cities, we don't want somebody to sit in somebody else's dog stuff, but it's open right now. I mean, you can go in there, walk around, enjoy that time or enjoy that space. We're still working out the bathroom situation on that. They have automatic locks. The rec commission is actually going to manage that space for us, but it is going to be, as you can see, it's pretty much completed. We have they have a couple more staining things to do. They need to stain the awning and different things. So it's very minor items, but it is completed. So if people want to walk around there, we are currently working on getting benches and tables and chairs. So those are being developed right now, and hopefully in June we'll start seeing some benches and tables and chairs in there. So yeah.
Sesquicentennial, there will be messaging going
yes.
out in the next couple
So
days.
as many people have heard or seen, it's our Sesquicentennial year, which is our 150th birthday. We are planning a large gathering in September, I believe September 17th. And we have a local committee made up of citizens that are working on different plans. You're going to start seeing different virtual things come up over the next few months, but September 17th is the large celebration for our 150th or 19th, somewhere in there, that Saturday. That's part of the discussion we're having now with our 4th of July celebration. If this continues, and again being transparent, there's been discussion to move the 4th of July celebration all to that date in September to align essentially. It would align with our 150th. We still have that celebration, but it wouldn't be on the 4th of July. I'm a big 4th of July fan, so I don't necessarily like that. I'd rather have our 4th of July, but we have to make sure everybody's safe and healthy first. So that's our main focus at this point. But it's going to be an all-day event. I know some discussion. Again, I've kind of let the committee do their work, and they've done a fantastic job. There's been discussion of old-time games throughout the day, and cap it off with a band in the Sullivan Square with fireworks and everything. Birthday cake, I've heard. I've heard of what else were they talking about? Quite a few events. So it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully this pandemic passes and we can enjoy ourselves. Are there any grants that can be applied for the repairs and upgrade of the old Baldwin City Lake? That's something we still need to look at, Tammy. I hope so. Whenever we do, like the sidewalk, I'm a big grant guy that likes to go out and look at where we can obviously bring in outside money to help us facilitate it. We bonded $1 million for sidewalks, and then when we went out and got grants, and that $1 million worth of sidewalks ended up turning into roughly $2.5 million worth of sidewalks in our community. So we more than doubled or leveraged our funds to get more sidewalks and more alternative transportation within our city limits. So I do hope that we can get grants for it. I think it's something we probably need to reach out to the Kansas Wildlife and Parks for and see what they have available. But it is something that I've been hearing more and more lately, Tammy, and we are going to look at it and work on a solution for that. Hopefully in our strategic plan that we are developing at the end of May. But yes. George, any updates with the train depot in Midland? That is an ongoing discussion that our city attorney is having with their attorney. I think we are getting closer to a resolution with them that I'm hoping that everybody can be comfortable with. But it's still ongoing. We haven't came to full terms yet. But obviously we have to. My number one priority is the city, and I have to look out for their best interest, and hopefully develop a plan that is in our best interest and that keeps Midland and that tourism in our community to continue to drive and help drive our sales tax revenues, because that helps all of us.
I think maybe we'll give it a few minutes and see if there are more questions, but you've covered a lot of territory.
Anybody else have questions out there? I'm more than happy to answer as best I can. And I appreciate everybody getting on here. I mean, I know these are definitely not normal times for us, and I'd rather be doing this in person because
it's great to see the interaction from people who couldn't necessarily go to chamber luncheon.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing numerous people that I don't get to see at the chamber luncheon, so this is pretty cool. Still getting used to this public speaking and looking at myself on a camera. So not the biggest fan of that, but but it's definitely I can tell you that I'm really proud of our city staff for how they've responded to everything, and seeing the change in the transparency and the communication over the last 2 years has been really rewarding, to say the least, because I think it's very important that our community gets involved, that we listen to what our citizens want, and that we develop a plan that is workable for everybody, so we can keep moving Baldwin forward. So it's really rewarding.
Did you see George's?
Yeah, George. I wish there was more quail and pheasants around here.
Plenty of squirrels.
Yeah, plenty of squirrels, plenty of other wildlife. All right. Well, with that,
a few more seconds, and then we're gonna go.
Guys, thank you so much for getting on again. I really enjoyed this interaction. It gives all of us a chance to talk about things, and helps me again. Every time I get a comment or a question or anything, I bring it to our council, and make sure and relay that to them. So I really do appreciate everybody interacting with me on this, and I appreciate the chamber hosting it, and hopefully here in the next couple months we can do this again, except live and in person. So, all right, thank you.